Cheers, mix, click, and code with Boozy Browsing, sipping and fixing the web one cocktail at a time.
This should be our opening. Silence.
Silence, and then...
And you'll see it. All right. So, I'll start with my drink because this is not a cork, so it doesn't have to be. It's a Crawford. I just said a little wine again.
Mm.
Can you hear me? Is it zooming out? Here? You see it? There we go.
There it goes, yeah.
Yeah. So, Sauvignon Blanc, white wine. It's getting a little hot here. So, I'll try this. It's New Zealand wine. So,
I'll just mess up your editing because I switched my mirror.
You did? So, you finally fixed it? Let's see.
It's a tab, so yeah. So, that's right is... I don't know if it'll matter to you.
Yeah, I don't know. But when I'm actually editing it, I see it because I always see mine correctly, but yours is like mirrored.
So I'm going with that pack of Breckenridge Brewing. I don't know if I can get the whole thing. It's kind of wraps around. So it's called Ridge Runner West Coast. It's an IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA.
What's a West Coast style IPA?
I do not know.
I'll find out, I guess.
Double dry hopped. I'm probably not going to like this. Notes of citrus and pine.
Pine. Ooh. I don't like pine. That's why I don't like gin. Gin
Yeah,
feels
that's what I was going to say. Is it going to be like that? We'll see. I mean, it's a beer, so how could it be like that? We'll see. I have a few other options if I don't like this at all.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Tastes like an IPA. I'm not an IPA person, so they all just taste the same to me. I can taste the pine.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's, and that would make sense for Pacific Northwest, I guess. A lot of pine trees. I don't know.
Yeah, this is like.
I can smell it too.
You smell it too? Yeah, this wine has the palate offers passion fruit, citrus, and stone fruit flavor. What's a stone fruit?
Oh, it's like, pear is a stone fruit.
Oh, is it?
Or peach, right? Yeah, a pear or peach. No, peach mainly.
Yeah, it tastes like perry. It's a very typical white wine. It's like a little bit too sweet for me, but like people who like white wine will like it.
Yeah, this is kind of tame for an IPA, I guess. So I like it enough to drink the whole thing.
Yeah, I like it enough to drink the thing too.
I don't know, double dry. I thought that I would really not like it, but
hopefully this is not going to make. Well, it's 2 glasses, I think, right? 375 milliliter. That's like 2 glasses, right?
I don't know. It's like a half of a bottle.
Yeah, it's a half bottle.
So at least 2.
Right.
2 good sized drinks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think our topic today is interesting enough, so I might be just sipping away. No, I don't know if the official title matters, but the title we actually said was Outdoor Digital Crisis Series.
Series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another episode in that, another tale of woes.
Right. Things that are happening that's probably going to be relevant for you, especially in the outdoor space. And even if you're not in outdoor space, it also affects.
Anyone with a brand or something, a product brand that's trying to sell something online, or even get people to buy your product in general, maybe even if you don't have a direct to consumer, same idea.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about is the AI Traffic Heist. Google is answering your customers before they click. And just by the title, you probably can guess. I mean, you probably saw it, like if you're using Google, this is happening everywhere. When you search, you don't get the list of websites anymore. You just get that AI block. And a lot of people probably don't even go to the sites and they just stay there. So
yeah, they're saying that only 50% are in that mode, but I feel like with the amount of people that talk about it, everyone knows about it. I would think that they're doing it than more than 50%. And definitely on mobile, like anytime I search something on my phone, I get that now. And that, I mean, I'm one of the 50%, I guess, at this point, but
I mean, I would think that that's more than 50% because it's default now, unless you toggled it off. But I don't know how many people know how to
Yeah.
toggle it off.
I mean, this doesn't relate to this brand topic, but
Mhm,
funny enough, when I search a recipe, I
mhm,
don't get it, and I'm wondering if those recipe sites complained enough.
mhm.
Um, but you can still do it manually.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, you can still because you can still it's just like image. You
Right.
can pick which type of search, so you can do the AI results, which is so much cleaner than any recipe site.
Mm,
And I'm sorry to the recipe sites that just they flood you with ads and like
yeah.
buy stuff, and it's like I
Yeah.
want a recipe.
Yeah.
That's why you tried to get me here in the first place. But anyways, that's a tangent.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, really? Because like I don't remember like for Google, I didn't really set up anything, and it comes like that, and I'm just like I wasn't bothered enough to switch off to the regular search,
mhm.
so I just left it. So I thought that was just default push was that, and if you
Yeah.
want to not see it, then you can switch it off. But I don't know how many people really use that settings if you're not like
Oh,
in
right.
technical industry or if you're not savvy with computers.
I mean, it's on desktop. It's very easy because it's you see the actual tabs, but on the
Right.
phone they're available. It's just that the actual results take over the UI anyway, so you're not really you have to look for them.
Mhm.
But on the recipe one, I was on my phone. It's like, oh, I don't want to click these recipe sites because I know I'm going to get basically spammed with ads and not be able to read
Right.
the recipe.
Yeah. And then a
So
random pop up just shows up.
yeah,
Take over your space every 2 minutes.
yeah. When I'm just trying to look up ingredient counts and stuff.
Right.
Anyways,
And then
or
like you're
usually
usually
it's just the temperature. I just
yeah,
need
and
to know like
usually your hands all like dirty when you're doing cooking and stuff, and you can't like do this either.
right.
You just get so frustrated. I was like, ah,
Hmm.
very typical user. All right. So some of the numbers are interesting. I don't know if you want
Big
to.
number.
Yeah.
So you get a 61% drop in organic click throughs. That so what that means is essentially over half of your traffic through typical means, if you're on top 10, right, it's gone, like
Yeah.
at least through this way of doing it. And now if you've maintained your traffic, it's because you've stayed within the GEO side of things, the answers,
Yeah.
and you're getting injected into there, which we can talk about later.
Right. And that's based on the Seer Interactive report from September 2025. And
Yeah.
higher
So
number for paid
right.
CTR. So 68% drop in paid CTR. Wow. That's that's significantly high than you would imagine, but I can see why. Because
Well,
it's
they've been running this test without any ads,
right.
so the ads are below the actual results that people care about. Like
Mhm.
if you're looking up data about something and you get the answer you want, then you're never going to look at the ad. You're never going to click on the ad,
Right.
and then you're definitely never going to click on the top 5 results below that.
Yeah. And I mean there are other numbers that are pretty high, but this one's actually interesting. 77.2% zero click rate on mobile searches specifically based on digital apply 2026.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I mean,
that's crazy. Oh, and 93% of searches in Google's AI mode end without a click. The future of search has almost no click at all. Yeah, I can see that because like they don't really have anything to click.
yeah. The actual clicks are like sometimes words, obviously sources
Mhm.
in the results, but you're essentially, and this is text only, but you're hoping for brand recognition. So your name and your brand will be in there. If you're one of the answers, like I need hiking boots
Mhm.
for spring in Colorado, like for me, right? Then I'm
Yeah.
going to get results, and it's going to be a bunch of names. It's going to be some description of why each one is good, and there will be a link. But for me, like I just want my method of searching for something like that specifically I'm looking up to get names, and then I'm going to go to the store
Right.
and I'm gonna buy them all.
Right.
So it's good, but you have no idea if they clicked on your site and then decided that they don't want, like if then they decided they didn't want your brand, or if you weren't showing up there at all because Google's not, well, specifically Google, but the other search engines aren't showing any results for the way that they used to for SEO.
Mhm.
They will, especially once they start adding paid ads inside of the answers.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's the reality now. And it's probably going to get worse, especially with like more search
yeah,
engines. I don't know if you're using any. I mean, like people tend to go to just LLMs to search things now. So that's even shifting. And then most search engines, I don't know how many people use different things, but they're trying to replace this whole AI block results anyway. So
right.
either way, you're it's not as same as before.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like you've got people that are using the apps, the LLM apps,
Mhm.
whether it's OpenAI, Grok, Anthropics, Claude. Like they're using the apps, so they're never going to a search.
Right.
Like not, I say never. So they're very rarely going to go to the search to do the same thing. So
Mhm.
they're never going to see a traditional search results page. They're only going to see the AI answer result,
Mhm.
and you need to get in there in one way or another. Now, the problem, and this is another line that we have here around because the other way of generating traffic to your site would be a couple things. So SEO,
Mhm.
paid ads, so getting into paid media. And then the other paid version of that would be affiliates, where
Mhm.
you're getting onto whether it's content sites or influencers or something like that. So they're getting onto their content and then they're linking to you, right? Unfortunately, their affiliate revenue is dropping because because search results aren't getting to their pages either because they're just content pages. So their content's being pulled into the results and aggregated and basically spewed out as the answer,
Right.
and they're not getting really attribution, especially the content sites. They're getting very limited attribution. But if they're relying on the the attribution being the affiliate link, that gets even messier, where they're
Yeah.
not. If the person's not clicking, then they're never going to get that revenue, which is kind of nice. You're not paying for it as a brand. I guess you're not paying for the affiliate revenue, but it's still hurting the whole ecosystem.
Right. So like it's one of the who gets hurt and how is like well if the
Yeah.
affiliate chain is really getting hurt the most, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like this like we had our notes with like the whole domino effect of what's actually getting affected. But yeah, so like I don't think we need to go into like a chain reaction of everything, but in general, affiliates and like any source of affiliates are getting affected a lot because
Yeah.
fact that Matt just explained. So what can they do to get around this?
Well, they obviously need to get into those answers, into the GEO
Yeah.
answers, or optimize to get into those answers, right?
Sure.
Um, Potentially bypassing the traditional way of the affiliate pages or even just getting reviews or building review pages. So,
Yeah. So I think GEO, people say it a lot. If you want to actually know what that
right.
really means, is a generative engine optimization. So it's like they changed the name from SEO to GEO because now, for the reasons that we explained, that you are actually making it optimized for LLMs or AI driven technology or tools. You want them to pick them up instead of just the search engines are picking them up as old days used to be.
Yeah.
So, but now geo is a little different from SEO because we lightly explained it in the beginning on like SEO is more getting exposed and you structure certain things a certain way, but geo is a little different. So we want to highlight some of the differences so you can actually gear your content or product or whatever description you have towards your website better discoverable by these LLMs.
Yeah. I mean, there's technical ways which we'll go into as well, but some of the content changes are really gearing it towards the types of questions people are asking in these.
Mhm.
So before, search would really benefit you on like really more search related questions, like queries on keywords. So hiking shoes or something like that. But now people are asking questions. So they're asking detailed questions about how they're going to use the shoes,
Right.
let's say. So you need to be answering a lot more of those questions in your content. The the cheap or the easy way to do that is FAQs inside of your articles, blog content,
Mm-hmm.
or even product pages. Not traditional FAQs of like, does it fit? But could I wear this on a trail that's on an incline? Like, kind of detailed. Like it's not really for the person getting to your page and then actually needing it.
Yeah.
It's for the computers. It's for the bots to then pull it into for those X% that are going to type that type of question in and then want an answer, and then they're going to show your answer potentially because it was so much more specific than anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then like just think about what you'll be asking to
Yeah,
LLMs and like considering that question and answer those questions and blend it into your content. So it'll be picked up correctly by
yeah.
all these various LLMs.
Thing is, this isn't new. We actually brought this up about a year ago when Google first started talking, like almost first kind of episodes. We were talking about this first
Yeah.
couple episodes of Boozy. They essentially rolled it out 1 year ago today,
Yeah.
or today-ish in May. And we're very much just experimental, and people could see it. We were seeing it, and I knew from the content side, like people doing publishing content, that this was going to kill them, just like kind of social media did,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. 'Cause that pulls it into off your website, and they don't need to go to your website ever again. And
Right.
this is a very like, especially for informational websites that surface data, surface reviews, surface lists of things. That's all getting pulled into these now, and they're creating their own
Mm-hmm.
lists and data points and even graphs.
Yeah. And it's also yeah, and I think we're talking about it when we're talking about it a lot, but we also talked about it more when we were just testing out when they had the buying ability integrated with
Yeah, when
ChatGPT.
they brought that in.
Right. And then we're like trying to see and then how things are picking up. And we mentioned that time again. But that was also almost a year ago. But
Yeah,
now it's evolved that you're seeing the numbers that it's affecting that you
we need
actually
to
have
we need
structure.
to look back at our predictions on that. I believe we predicted that they would be taking it away,
Yeah.
and they did. Um, for probably various reasons, but I think some of our thoughts were right, where the experience sucked. Like it's not going to be things that people actually would use on a mass scale because you're not actually getting to see the products or get that typical experience that an e-commerce site provides.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
And so like going back to how you want to put your structured data, like it's
yeah,
so the schema markup, like it's if you have a better structured data for your content, it's like 2.5 times higher chances to appear in the AI generated answers. So like things that Matt talked about, like giving FAQs and answering very detailed questions and like just all the attributes, like, your GTIN, all those like brand pricing, availability, aggregating rating, all those information you can describe your product. Adding all those will also help and just like attribute all the attributes that you can think of. If you can add it, it's gonna be you have a better chance of getting discovered because they're just scraping everything. So like if you have
yeah,
more descriptive data about your product and about your company or whatnot, then you have a better chance of getting picked up.
yeah, and hopefully your CMS or e-commerce platform actually has the ability to generate this. I mean, most do. Um, Not necessarily out of the box, because you do have to populate it appropriately,
Mhm.
essentially with special fields. But they should actually have the ability to generate the schema markup that's needed.
Right. And this is also interesting. It's not just for the e-commerce or product companies. So the content pivot, it's like it used to be if you have a better creative content, it's valued more, but now it's less on creativity. It's more clarity. So like you don't want ambiguity in your contents. You want like the facts, like details, and more of those will get better chances of getting picked up because you're not going to get awarded or credited for being creative by these AIs because it's not like they're going to be looking at that and give you more points for that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the side of this was always the case, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember working with sites and very creative people where they would come up with these names of things and like descriptions of things that were like very cool and catchy, whatever, but they weren't simple. They didn't describe what they were
Mm-hmm.
um, to a normal person, like
Right.
navigation especially, but even section headings and like just
Yeah.
say what it is. And this is pulling people back into that, and it is taking a lot of creativity out of the picture, unfortunately, because it is for systems to read, but and maybe people like me that are very much just tell me what it is type of thing.
Well, like I think you also, I mean, you have you're a programmer to begin with, so
Right.
you have that. But and then also, I agree. Like a lot of people might agree with you, but at the same time, I'm saying that it's less forgiving now
Mhm.
than before. Before, there might be some people who are like, "Oh, this is clever. I'm going to buy this,"
Yeah.
but it's not like that anymore. It's like it's just not going to get picked up, and you're not going to even see it. Like you can be creative all you want, but that content will not surface to the
Yeah.
people who are looking at it at all.
Yeah. Part of the reason for that creativity or adding that extra text was because it would show up in in the search results, right? It would
Mhm.
be your title. It would be the meta description that would show up as part of the query results, right? So that was part of a description of getting people to buy it because it was a little bit more catchy or something like
Right.
that. But now the result is just telling you what, like telling answers, and it's not your copying it anymore at all, other than your brand names.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned this in the lightly before too. Own what AI can't summarize, like the first party data, like some of the testing results, original photos, video contents, community royalty programs, user generated content, everything that is owned by you, like that's AI can't just summarize and create on the on a side. They'll aggregate it, but you still want to provide all that information if you have it, like 360 product spin and things that you already own. Make sure you have that on your site so that people have reason to go to see your site as well. And I think this is more, I think this was SEO too, but now more than that SEO is that just use all of the channels, diversify discovery, because you don't know where things will be getting scraped and get picked up. So like email list, SMS, social, YouTube, podcast audience, any channel you own, just leverage as much as you can.
Yeah, this wasn't always the case with SEO because they were, and technically the bots are like not allowed to crawl like YouTube and let's say LinkedIn for professional stuff, but a lot of the social channels. However, they kind of did, and also the AI bots definitely do because they're actual people um, controlling the AI. So it's technically, I think they're getting around it, kind of a gray area because they're saying that it's or trying to argue that the person is powering the crawling
Mhm.
because it is still a search crawl underneath the answers because it's not if anyone knows how LLMs work, their data is actually old, but when it's released, right? So it has no fresh data at all. The only way it gets fresh data is doing actual search queries live
Mhm.
um, on the sites that it already knows to look for. So
Yeah.
that's one reason why maybe you're getting a lot of quote unquote traffic that's bot traffic
Yeah.
um, that may or may not be them actually crawling to aggregate to pull in your content. It actually might be someone looked up a topic that the AI knew would be on your site. So it
Mhm.
was looking for it to pull into the results. So you might have that bot traffic might actually be getting content, but it's not the way you wrote it. You might get a one line and 17 other lines might be your competitors. You don't really know how that's being pulled in right now.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, this actually touches a lot of like it's different experiences. It's like
Yep.
you need the technical backbone to handle all these things and structure everything correctly. And it leads to your marketing and as well as your probably the revenue and all the how you're actually getting to your audience. It's all relate to that. So it's like it's very important that you have this right so you don't lose what you set up from previous era.
Yeah, you need to have everything running all at the same time. I mean, you basically have to have your creative, your marketing team, your development team, whether they're internal or external, like in the same room to make these decisions to make sure that they're always being tested.
Right.
At least on rollout. Obviously, if you're a fairly static site, you roll it out and it's okay, but you should really be rolling ongoing testing of the tools and having people monitor the results, making sure you're showing up sooner than later. Because even though LLMs don't update very often their actual data, their kind of training data, the way that they're pulling in data for results is always active and always changing.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like there will be a new way of tracking different things because like I think some of these are a little invisible for you to actually
Yeah.
track because how is it actually getting picked up and what's the real reason it's getting picked up might be still a little blur.
Yeah, there are tools out there that'll you can pay for and it'll do some of the queries, some of the questioning. But the reality is my chat GPT, I don't really use it that often, but or my Claude, those apps would handle the same question very differently than Meeky's
Yeah.
or someone else on the show, right?
Yeah.
It's much more tailored to me. It knows way more about me than, which is weird, even than Google knew. Google Gemini knows a lot now, but Google search is kind of dumb. Like it has a good idea of who I am. I'm obviously, if I'm logged into Chrome, it has a lot more data, but it's not really making assumptions the way ChatGPT is or Claude is or Grok. Because they're making assumptions based on past questions and then potentially all other kinds of things that it knows.
Right. All of the things that you shared with it.
Yeah.
So that gets into account. So it's also so it's not one size fit all to structure your data, but you want to handle some of the things that we mentioned on top of it. Just be descriptive as possible so that whoever's asking different questions, it can be related to that question. Well,
Do we want to try to do an audit? Not an audit, but a walkthrough of a question to get. I felt like the first one that we had on our list was a good idea of like the positive of a site that does it supposedly well.
okay.